What if I told you the war in Iran is one big conspiracy and it was completely avoidable? Trump and Netanyahu have been screaming for years that a nuclear Iran is an existential threat. And yes, from Israel's perspective, that fear is real. But here's the part that no one explains. Why did Iran pursue nuclear capability in the first place? To understand this, first we need to rewind. Since the 1979 revolution, Iran and Israel have been locked in a shadow covert war that includes assassinations, airstrikes, and cyber sabotage. Israel views Iran's regime as openly hostile, one that sponsors terror proxies. On the other hand, Iran views Israel as a nuclear armed state that never signed the Non Proliferation Treaty and is believed to possess a secret arsenal. So, from Tehran's perspective, pursuing nuclear weapons is not aggression, it's about deterrence. When Israel allegedly holds nuclear weapons and has repeatedly struck Iranian targets across the region, it makes Iran's leadership believe that a nuclear bomb is necessary for survival. Now, here's where it gets more uncomfortable. The US and Israel didn't just oppose Iran diplomatically, they imposed economic sanctions. Iranian scientists and generals were assassinated. The Stuxnet cyber attack crippled centrifuges. As a result of this pressure, Iran had finally signed a nuclear deal in 2015 known as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. This deal was signed by the P5 countries of UNSC along with Germany, EU, and Iran. It capped Iran's enrichment with a commitment to remove nuclear stockpiles and even allowed international inspections by the IAEA. The European parties to the deal and even the UN confirmed that Iran was in strict compliance and was following the terms of the deal. Despite this, in 2018, Trump unilaterally withdrew by claiming that Iran was violating the deal. Not because inspectors found violations, but because, according to him, it was the worst deal ever. Even yesterday, he blamed Obama for a horrendous deal in this social media post. As a result, tensions escalated since 2019 as crippling sanctions were brought back. Last year, US Iran talks to revive the deal were gaining momentum. But just then, Israel launched the 12-day war, targeting nuclear installations and dragged the US into a direct conflict. It was almost like Israel didn't want the nuclear deal to happen. Now, again, you're seeing the same story repeat. On 27th Feb, Oman, which was mediating the Geneva talks between US and Iran, said a deal was finally within reach and Iran had agreed in principle to freeze enrichment and transfer stockpiles. But the very next day, the US Israeli strikes began. So ask yourself, if a deal was on the table, why launch a war? Was this about stopping Iran acquiring a nuclear bomb or about toppling a regime which is just inconvenient so that it can be replaced with a favorable puppet regime? Sometimes the war you're told is necessary probably was never needed if these powers genuinely wanted peace.